Has it ever happened to you that you have to spend the night working or studying, and no matter how hard you try, it's impossible to stay awake? While other times, it's impossible to sleep, which is absurd because we really need to rest. We can't live without sleep. So, why do we have insomnia? If you suffer from insomnia, perhaps you've wondered how everyone else can fall asleep so easily. Well, the truth is, you are not alone. 1 out of every 3 people will experience insomnia at some point in their lives. Individuals of African descent, women, and those with lower economic resources are more susceptible. Alarmingly, 85% of teenagers do not get enough sleep, which is concerning considering that memory consolidation occurs while we sleep. Sleep disorders have become so severe that they have been declared a public health epidemic. How has such a serious problem gone unnoticed? In certain countries and social groups, not sleeping is viewed positively. Look at so-and-so, working late and waking up at 5 in the morning. Such a hard worker. Nowadays, it is believed that sleeping 8 hours a day is either for the wealthy or the lazy. However, insomnia is a severe sleep disorder characterized by hyperactivity that leads to 2 problems: difficulties in falling asleep and staying asleep, and also experiencing difficulties in waking up, resulting in daytime fatigue. Our brain is fueled by glucose. When you sleep, your body slows down to conserve glucose, but insomnia produces adrenaline, and this consumes glucose. Upon waking up, the body lacks energy. Insomnia can be acute, lasting from 1 night to several weeks, or chronic, when you experience sleepless nights several times a week for 3 months. If you suffer from insomnia, you may have already tried several solutions on your own. If none of them have worked, it doesn't mean that you are beyond help. This hyperactivation has multiple causes, and pinpointing them without the help of an expert or studies can be very complicated. We hope this video helps you clarify the reasons for your insomnia, so you can decide which specialist to contact first. The first thing is to have good sleep hygiene. Throughout the day, you need to prepare yourself so that at night, you feel sleepy and can rest. For that, you only need to think of yourself as a baby. Sleeping and waking up at the same time every day is essential. The World Health Organization, WHO, has classified shift work as a potential carcinogen because lack of sleep affects the immune system and increases the risk of cancer. Vitamin D is crucial for getting a good night's sleep, and it is produced through a chemical reaction involving vitamins D2 and D3, found in fish, eggs, cheese, mushrooms, and sunlight. As humans, we like to compartmentalize. We have spaces for eating, using the bathroom, and sleeping. The problem arises when we don't use these spaces for their intended purposes. If you work or play in bed, you may associate the bedroom as a place for work, which can disrupt your sleep. Regular exercise also helps with sleep, as long as it is done at least 3 hours before bedtime. Napping can be beneficial if you are accustomed to them, but they should be limited to 10 to 30 minutes and never taken in the late afternoon. 2 hours before bedtime is a good time to stop working and avoid intense light and blue light, as they delay the production of melatonin, the sleep hormone. Thankfully, there is now an option to set electronic devices to warm light, which is less disruptive to sleep. Although alcohol may seem to help with sleep, it actually alters brain activity and reduces the quality and quantity of deep and REM sleep. Even 5 to 6 hours after consuming caffeine, 50% of it remains in your body, and after 10 to 12 hours, 25% is still present. Despite being able to sleep well, the next day you may feel more tired and end up needing more coffee. Another substance to avoid is nicotine. The best approach before bedtime is to create a relaxing routine, avoiding social media, making a to-do list, or writing down everything you accomplished during the day, having a light dinner with minimal sugar, engaging in relaxing activities, brushing your teeth, and putting on pajamas all form part of the routine. Even using a scented lotion can help associate it with bedtime. Having a good mattress, a quiet and dark room, and adjusting the room temperature can also make a significant difference. Pets, like dogs and cats, should be kept outside the bedroom. If you wake up in the middle of the night, avoid looking at the clock and believe that you will fall back asleep at any moment. You can also count backwards from 300 in increments of 3 to help distract your mind. If you estimate that around 25 minutes have passed, it's better to leave the room and do something calming to tire yourself out. If your sleep habits are good and yet you still can't sleep, it doesn't necessarily mean that something is wrong. It could be that your production of melatonin, the sleep hormone, is released later than in others. Around 8% of insomnia cases have this cause. In people with attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder, 70% of children and 78% of adults have a late chronotype. In children with this disorder, it has been proven that melatonin supplements can help them sleep better. Although melatonin supplements work well in certain cases, in others, the improvement is minimal. Of course, there are other sleep medications, but some are highly addictive, and consuming them for extended periods has consequences. Benzodiazepines are associated with falls and temporary cognitive impairment, and and other studies have linked benzodiazepines to Alzheimer's and dementia, although there is still no consensus on this matter. Perhaps what keeps you awake is a worry or grief, like the death of a loved one or a job change. Or maybe your mind can't disconnect and existential questions arise, or you keep repeating a song over and over again. People suffering from insomnia have increased activation of the default mode network, which is an interaction between certain brain regions that turn on when we are at rest. It causes our minds to wander and is also responsible for the monkey mind, a Buddhist concept for when your mind is restless. It is normal for this network to activate when you go to sleep, but overactivation or malfunction can cause insomnia. Interestingly, this network is closely linked to depression and suicide, which is why there are more suicides at night. If your insomnia is due to stress or anxiety, it has been scientifically proven that the best way to calm the default mode network or your monkey mind is through mindful meditation or mindfulness. You can also try some motor exercises that reduce activity in this network. One very simple exercise is to start tapping very softly, following the rhythm of a second hand. Follow this pattern until you feel comfortable and take breaths in 4 counts. Inhale for 4 counts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale for 4 counts, 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep your breathing in 4 counts and the ticking sound. Then, gradually slow down the tapping while maintaining the same breathing pattern. Slow down the tapping even more. Give it a try. You may feel more relaxed and able to quiet your mind. After a period of insomnia, sleep-onset insomnia can develop. When it's time to sleep, you become obsessed with whether you'll be able to sleep and how much. In these cases, cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia is recommended. It has short-term effects that are just as good as medication, and it also has a good long-term prognosis. Insomnia used to be considered as a symptom of other conditions, such as aging or diseases like depression, anxiety, cancer, Alzheimer's, diabetes, and others. However, it has started to be recognized as a distinct disorder on its own. Sleep shares neural circuits with pain and inflammation systems and is closely related to mental illnesses. Thus, insomnia can contribute to the development of diseases, or vice versa, these diseases can cause insomnia. Lastly, insomnia can also be a result of sleep disorders such as restless leg syndrome, sleepwalking, or sleep apnea. The most common form of sleep apnea is caused by the relaxation of throat muscles, leading to the obstruction of the air passage. It can occur once or twice a night or even up to 100 times per hour. About 20% of overweight individuals and 3% of people with a healthy weight suffer from sleep apnea. This disorder can develop over time and is usually detected through observation and can be addressed with simple solutions. If you experience sleep disturbances, we encourage you to seek help because getting proper sleep is the easiest and most important way to maintain good health. Sweet dreams! If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like us to talk about a specific topic, don't forget to leave a comment.